great discoveries in life is the discovery of giving. And that it's not a duty, it's not a tax. I mean, there are some of these kinds of things that you can see in the Bible that because I'm a citizen, I'm going to pay something. But I think at the very heart of giving, and when I find it to work, is when we begin to discover that it's an opportunity, it's a blessing. It breaks curses and sets us free. I'd just gotten saved. My parents had always been tithers, and so I kind of knew that it was a part of the Christian faith. But I'll never forget this season that I went through where just nothing was working, and I was giving, and the thing bounced. And there is something critical about discovering that I'm not doing this as a gimmick or as something that just comes, but that I have to surrender. In my life, I have discovered the greatest success tool is to be a giver. Two stories that stand out to me. One was Ron Jones. He was my pastor, and Ron had gone to preach a revival in Wickenburg. He was reading Oral Roberts' Seed Faith, and it was just having a big effect on him. And in it, it talked about plant a seed towards what you want. And the thing he wanted was an old pickup truck. And the last night of the revival that he was preaching, when they took the offering, he put all that he had. I don't think it was a lot, but 10 or 20 bucks in the plate. And he put it as a down payment on an old truck. And at the end of the service, a guy walked up to him. He didn't say anything, didn't announce it to the church. Guy walked up and handed him the keys to a pickup truck and said God told him to give it to him. I mean, it was revolutionary. It changed Ron's life. Up at that time, he'd just been a broke Pentecostal preacher, and he began to believe that God would bless him. And the second was a revival we had with evangelist Don McCamish. And Don took an offering. There were only 10 of us in the church, and he said, or maybe 12, because he said, I need 10 people to give $20. You could do a revival for a lot cheaper back then. And I knew I was going to be one of them. He said, if you give, it's going to come back to you multiplied. Well, I didn't believe. I thought it was a gimmick. But I probably had the best job of anybody in the church. So I gave my $20. And I'll never forget that Sunday night, the testimonies, and I think every person stood up and testified how that $20 had come back multiplied. And it dawned on me, I'd gotten a check I hadn't expected in the mail for like 30 bucks. Amen. And that God is one that will give back. Press down, running over, shaking over, break poverty, give.